have everything. So, welcome to the community call. Like Robert said 3 times. It's a very special Tuesday today because we're gonna have Namun talking in a little bit. By the way, I needed to mention as well that next week we're not gonna have a community call because we're gonna be at MetAmps here in Amsterdam. It's a metaverse pretty big event, and me and the founders and members of LoveKravt, we're all gonna be there as well, learning about the metaverse, getting acquainted with everything that's going on in the space. There's gonna be a lot of NFTs and a lot of cool stuff. So next week it's happening from Tuesday to Friday, so all our energies need to be focused on that. And we're not gonna have the time to prepare something cool for that Tuesday evening. Then what else, Rob? Am I missing something on stuff that we're working on?
No, maybe how are the pillows?
Yeah.
Update.
Yeah, so how are the pillows? It sounds weird for the people that don't know, but we just printed some pillows that my mom made those pillows. And wait, let me see if I can show you yes, I'll just share my screen. It's gonna be more interesting than just explaining it, because I'm pretty proud of this little project of ours. So, full width, there you go. So here is the little project that we're making. It became a little too more bigger than we could, and then there's some things that we're not able to do anymore. But if you check on my stream, you will see that we had this this idea of having some pillows made that they will have a QR code, and then people can access our website. There were some more steps for it, maybe like a mini game or something like that, but sadly we don't have a screen at the event. The screens themselves are just basically video, so they couldn't allow for having a laptop connected to those screens. So the cool thing is that my mom already made those pillows, and they are on the way to Amsterdam this weekend. They also now have the QR code on top, and so it will redirect us now to a website that Agustin is building, where we can just show and invite people to join our community. And so a little introduction about who we are and what we do. But doesn't it look fucking amazing? Yeah, see, my mom's
I love it.
Pretty good tailor. So that's what we have for now. That's we were also I don't have the video, Rob, and I think on this PC the video of the guy talking, the one that's gonna welcome you on the website. But
right.
Agu, you don't have the link yet? Maybe I was not here. No, I was not here. Cool. I wanted to see if Agu maybe had the link with the video working on it. That would have been fantastic. But no, it's still redirecting to the old thing. Cool. Okay, so that is, I think, what we have for this week. I just so I wanted to introduce Namun, that she recently joined our community, and I was looking at her work. And so she is an artist and also a smart city developer. But I guess she will be able to introduce herself better than I can, because I'm a poor 3D artist that finds her work amazing, but I'm trying to grasp what is it the designer like her does for work. So Namun, are you there?
Hello?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
I'm so sorry. I think my computer has some issue with connecting with Discord. So I'm using my phone to talk with you guys.
I see.
But I'm gonna share my screen using my computer now.
Perfect. Yeah, that should do.
Okay, let me put there.
Just
So hi guys.
remember to please mute yourself on your laptop just in case, so we don't get like an echo going on.
Okay. Do you have any echo right now?
No.
No.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now? The whole thing, or is it just?
It was just the Discord, but when you joined in, then I hear the echo.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can see Adobe.
Hi. So I'm gonna start if you guys are ready.
Perfect. Yes.
Great, let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. So my name is Namun. I'm from Mongolia. I have studied art and interactive media in Denver, Colorado. After my graduation, I came to Mongolia and worked in education, art, and entertainment field. And my interests are art, technology, and nature. And for some time, I have been doing art, but I have switched. Right now, I'm studying in designing for smart cities in Paris right now. So I'm gonna just start talking about from one of my projects. So it's an art installation that I have done during my exhibition in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, and it's partnered with Precious Plastic. If you know about, have you ever heard about the project by Precious Plastic?
I haven't.
So it's based. I really like this project because we know that we're facing environmental problems, and we hear it all the time. But there are not a lot of projects that are really showing how to really be an environmental actor. So this project is it's right now it's a global project, but the branch in Mongolia, one of my friends who have introduced Precious Plastic in Mongolia, she has given me the machines, and with these machines I was able to create an installation. So Sarah also participated in this project. She worked on the projection, and she also suggested that we would have like a reflective, a mirror object on the bottom, so it's very beautiful because of that idea. But this project was really it was really created to spread awareness on recycling and the recycling and the trash we produce. And the objective of this project was to make people understand that to shift their opinion about trash, plastic being just a trash, something that you just throw away with one use, but making and calling this object precious. We're asking people to rethink about their use of plastic. And on the second page, you can see how it was made. So first, we collected what plastic bottle caps, and then shredded it with using machine number 1, and then using the compressor, which is machine number 2, to create this shape of leaves. And then and we also had a mold, a metal mold, which is not displayed on this slide, but we had to create a mold for it. And I think it was visually, I think it was very nice project, but I don't think it, to further continue this project, I didn't think it was a really sustainable solution because of the toxicity it was creating while we used the machine. The air was so polluted, and we also used so much electricity. So even though the idea was really nice, it wasn't really sustainable in my opinion. But I think the installation looks really cool. And and then right now, so for this exhibition, I have created a lot of paintings, and paintings were one of the first as creative outlets that I have used to explore my creativity. And then for this project, it's a virtual gallery, and I think that a regular website didn't really serve the size of my paintings, so I had to turn into Unity to create a virtual gallery. So I'm gonna just shift to another. Can you see my screen, or can you see? Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Still see my screen, but I'm gonna switch to Unity, so you would be able to. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I see it. Nice.
Okay. So I still have some glitches on this project. So like introduction, and you can walk around. Of course, you guys are more NFT and game developers, so it's very simple project for you guys.
Oh, it looks good. I love the wobble of the. I can notice a little bit of wobble on the walk. I love that.
And here is the video of the installation. Can you hear some of the music, or there is no music?
I think I hear it, but very low. Or am I tripping?
There is.
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it through the
I
stream.
can hear it.
Okay.
This is cool. And this is the actual art installation you did.
Yes.
A video of it. It looks cool.
A video of it. And to make this experience more rounded, I have added audio guides, like description of each paintings. And so I'm not sure, since I'm using two devices, I'm not sure if you can really hear the audio guide. I'm gonna go in front of one of the paintings and try to make you guys listen to it for a few seconds, because it's quite long. Each description is like 1 minute long. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
No, that's weird because I can hear the music.
Depicted on the
yes.
As an avatar, the painter has
Can you hear
started. It started, yes.
identity of
It
her
just started.
spirit. While seated on Zen stones, she's trying to balance between light and dark using a thin, almost invisible thread. She is in an urban environment surrounded by skyscrapers. If you look closer, you would see a side of the buildings are overflowing with water like a wall fountain or vertically flowing river. On the other side of each building's carefully assembled zeros and ones can be detected in rigorous grid. When translated, it's a binary code for an affirmation to be in alignment with greater possibilities that life can offer you.
Okay, so something like that. And
Lovely.
and I still need something, a lot of things to do with it. Like a small bar underneath it, saying, like, showing how much audio description is left, so people would know whether they want to hear it throughout the description. And also, like, if you go forward one painting, and then when you go to another painting, it's like you can hear both of them, so it's not very nice.
Seem to have disappeared.
So I still need to work on it a little bit, and I'm gonna shift to my presentation again.
A private, long and layered silk attire with dominated by a giant translucent hand.
Okay.
That sounded very trippy. A lot of AI talking at the same time.
I like it that you built your whole environment yourself.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I will just a recommendation before like if you want, if I can add something to this, because I really like the fact that you made your own gallery, and I know what you mean when you say the space, the size of your paintings is like not large enough for but I would like to add, like, for example, I was looking last night into a site called Mona Virtual Spaces, and they have an SDK that allows you to export a Unity space into their galleries. So then you can even use it to host spaces with other people. So you could have your own event in there, and then it make it really easy. You just have to install an SDK, and you're able to upload. And it seems like your gallery already allows for those things, and you could hang those paintings and just, if you want, make them NFTs and have them up for sale in OpenSea.
Nice. Maybe you can show it after the presentation.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay, so moving on. I really wanted to work on it because I have been introduced to Unity not for really long, and I'm not a game developer, and my coding skills are not very good. So for me, it was like I really wanted to push myself into creating my own gallery, so I would learn throughout the process. And right now I have just completed my diploma project for designing for smart cities. It's a master's program of 2 years, and you might be wondering what is really designing for smart cities. And it's an open it's just I think from my perspective, it's not something that you can just describe it with one sentence. It's a concept that you can go deeper and then research on your own, and then come up with your own idea of what is a design for smart cities. It's not designing a smart city. It's designing for smart cities. And and if you like, I know that smart cities is a concept that has been introduced like a few decades ago, but we are still needing to discover it. And then from what I have understood, it's creating solutions for cities to make it a livable and beautiful and sustainable space for people to live in. And I have also, from my perspective, there are two ways to design for smart cities. It's designing for something that to create smart living. It doesn't really have to be connected to technologies, but if you look at the technologies, it's about data, and Google Maps, Uber, and how we are living inside invisible cities, and how right now we are we're using the cyberspace to connect with each other, when before we were only able to connect with other people just if we had a similar geographical location. So something to think about, something like that. And for, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And for this program, we have done we have done partnership projects, and on my portfolio, I have 3 different partnership projects. One is how to introduce 5G in Issy-les-Moulineaux. Issy-les-Moulineaux is a small sub-city of Paris. It resembles Amsterdam very much because it's very futuristic city. And the second one is a pedestrian experience for Bouygues Immobilier, and the third one is innovation with Forestia. So here is a project that I've done with Issy-les-Moulineaux, and the name is In Lane. The objective was to decrease traffic accidents and increase the use of bicycles. And what I have came up with is it's a failed project. But I will let you. I think this failure was something that I have learned and create. I have later on create. It gave me an idea for another project. So I will talk about it after I'm done with my failed project. So I had naively I have proposed to the partners to create a new system for bicyclists and using powder magnets and paint, and then really painting the road with magnetic paints, and then trying to sell the people these objects like a bell, and then this bell was supposed to remind the cyclists to follow the traffic rule, because throughout my observation, I have observed that the cyclists were not really obeying to the traffic rule. And this project was not successful, from my opinion, is that because of the design of bicycles, the bicycles are not really there to obey the traffic rules of the road that has been designed for cars only. So the real problem is the road is designed for cars, and bicyclists and bicycle lanes are just an afterthought. I mean, not in Amsterdam, in other cities who have paid a lot of attention in the traffic of bicycles, but in Paris, bicycle lanes are really afterthoughts. And then these rules which have been created for bicycles, they are really not. They cannot really follow it because it's not natural for them, and it's just an afterthought. And then I have observed that there were so many signs, and then if you create a building, or if you build another road to integrate this road or a building, they had to put a sign, and then which is not even suitable for cars right now. You have to make a decision within 3 seconds, but you have 15 signs in front of you, and then I don't think people are really obeying to all of these signs. So throughout my research, I have discovered this space, shared space. It's a space that do not have any traffic signs, and it's not only designed for cars, but it's a shared space. Everyone has the right to walk on it, to drive on it, or to ride a bicycle on it. And then and this space has proven to have much less traffic accidents on them, because people were using their cognitive senses, and they were really looking at each other to navigate through this space. And then it was much more safer place for everyone to navigate through. So okay, we can design a shared space, and it's encouraged to design shared space as much as possible, so people would be willing to have bicycles. It's a very nice atmosphere for bicycles because they don't have levels. You don't have a levels, so it's like a flat space, so the bicyclists can drive everywhere, and it's safe. But then, okay, we build the shared space. However, there is one problematic part, which is how the people who are visually impaired can navigate through these spaces. So there comes 5G. So 5G can, so we can build. So here is a map of a space near Marais d'Issy. It's like a city hall of Issy-les-Moulineaux. So I have calculated to build a shared space around this area, and then creating a renewed system for visual for blind paths for blind people, and then for each intersection installing sensors. So so these sensors would be connected to their smartphones, and then when other drivers are driving through this shared space, their car would locate the nearby visually impaired person. So they would pay much more attention. They would slow down, and then they would know where this person is located, where this person is walking. So it's creating safe space for not only drivers but also for visually impaired people. And then further, we can also have like a small sitting area where the visually impaired people can sit around, and then they can listen to these AI generated audio guides. The AI it's like installing multiple cameras, and then the AI would describe to the listener what is happening around them. So not only for just visually impaired people, it can also support tourism, like, and it can also support local businesses. So when we are walking around the space, we just walk around, and we don't really know what we're passing by. But if you sit around this space, and then the AI would dictate the history of it could also dictate the history of the service which is located around it, and what kind of products that are at the shop at the moment, and etc. It can also be useful for elderly people who are losing sight too. I mean, for people, I'm pretty sure that digital artists would have a lot of visual problems when we become older, and so these kind of spaces would help us to live as we age. Okay, so the next.
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And so the next project, it's an innovation project with Faurecia. So it's also talking about sensory disability. We have done some research on people with sensory disability, and then try to augment their experience inside the car. So, for example, a deaf and mute person who's driving inside the car has a problem interacting with people next to with other drivers. So the driver next to them would give a signal, but the person wouldn't hear it. And a driver with somatosensory loss, they have to look at their hands twice to really locate their hand if they're pushing the right button. And for a regular driver, it's also stressful to drive when we have overload information. For example, I talked about these signs. We have too many signs on the road. We have GPS online, and then we also have different. We also have other drivers. So how can we? So we have offered interface function, I guess, to give option for people to choose their senses. So we can augment the driving experience with touch sensors or audio guides, and then also using AR navigation system on their front shield, like windshield. So they don't have to be distracted looking at other screens, but really seeing the navigation on their car windshield. And then here's another I think it's more artistic project. It's a pedestrian experience with Bouygues Immobilier. They have asked us to create a walking pedestrian experience for their project to be. So they showed us these lands where they were going to build apartment complex, and then we have it was a group project, and we have came up with this walking experience for people who are trying to transition from work environments to home environments. So they would it's a 4-step experience. They would go through these 4 stages, like digital disconnection, and writing down your frustrations and wiping it away, and then and then having like a sound or breathing exercise for one space, and then really just I mean, it's very artistic. The concept is artistic, but I think it's a cool experience visually.
This is really cool. I want this as my front door.
Yeah, me too. Sign me up.
Is this actually built?
No, it's I mean, we had I should have put the photo of it, but we had an exhibition with demonstration of the sense of the experience. So we did build something, but it's not on this page.
Okay, you can maybe build it in VR.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And yeah, go ahead.
Continue. I'll go for. I have a couple of questions, but let's leave them for the when you're done with your presentation.
Okay, I'm not sure how much time I have, but
Yeah, go for it. We're good.
so here, this is my diploma project. I have been so I have done. It took me 1.5 years to really come up with this research and then the project. And I have looked at the research began with the question: are sustainable slums the future cities? Okay, when we think about the cities, I mean, maybe not right now, but 20 years ago, we were imagining skyscrapers, like really cool looking cities. But actually, the reality is in developing countries, we have so much slum areas, shanty towns. So, and I have done extensive research on it. And then, since I'm from Mongolia, we have a district called Ger district. It's a district built out from yurts. You know, I think you guys have you seen a yurt? Like
So like tents, right?
like it's a tent. So we have a tent city.
Cool.
Wow.
And actually, I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but it's creating so much pollution. The pollution is horrible, and um, like we really need to do something about it. And yeah, so I did some research, and you can see right now I can do like data analysis, visual data analysis. I think it's very cool looking visual data analysis. But yeah, so here are all the concepts I came through, and then I think the solution needs to be bottom-up approach. But the government is really pushing for social housing, and the social housing is these urban redevelopment projects. They're really generalizing people who live in Ger district, so they are pushing to put all of them in social housing, and they don't really follow through these projects. So they would take the land of the people and they would promise them to give them social housing, but they don't, or the social housing project is super corrupt, and then people left homeless. So so here's my solution. It's not really a housing, but it's a community space, and then yeah, I could talk about it for another hour, but I will not let you be bored like that. But if you're interested, I will be really working on this project and really effectuating this project in Mongolia. And I'm looking for my team too. So if you guys are interested, we can talk later. But the concept is to create a collab, which would it's a community space for sustainable urban development through intergenerational participation. And it's for now it's just concentrated on urban development, but later on these centers can become centers for health, education, and water system. We're going to face a lot of problem with water in Mongolia in the near future. So how can we really take all of these solutions and then educate people who live in Gare district so they can self-build sustainable housing. They can self-educate. They can create their own services and not only rely on the government, but to really be empowered residents of Gare district. So that's about it. Thank you very much.
Wow.
That's fantastic, huh?
Good stuff.
Extremely
so much for
complex
sharing.
and full of yeah. So I saw that we had a question from Laura Jean. Laura Jean, I don't know if you want to maybe mute yourself and then try and ask a question yourself, or I can read it from the chat. But
I don't. Are you able to hear me?
yes.
Oh, great. Yes, I really love it, all the creativity. And I was just wondering how do you observe a problem, or how do you do your research? What kind of things do you look at, and how does an idea start?
Oh yeah, so that's a really, really good question because I have missed to really describe it. It's so our school. It's ours. I'm super proud of my school because it's I heard that it's the best technical design school in France, and then they introduced this design thinking methodology, design research methodology, which is very complex, and they have methods for any kind of problem. But throughout these 2 years, I haven't been able to learn all of these methodologies. But the most basic one is double diamond. So you come up with an issue or a topic, and then you research about it, and then you do observations, and then you do analysis, and then you come up with a problem, and then you problematize what is the problem. So the big part of your research is trying to find the real problem. For example, when we are doing a research, in the surface level, we can say the problem is this, but actually the problem comes from something else. So we have to pay a lot of attention and do a lot of research to really find the problem, and then we try to find solution for that. So the main objective is to find the problem.
Great, thanks for that.
Very interesting, actually. So many fields that you're able to jump in, and I really appreciate that you were able to show me like all the fields that you are able to use, like sculpture, sustainability, design for communities and different spaces, and also the fact that you started adding a lot of tech on that by creating your virtual space to show so just look for a solution and then execute it in whichever way seems possible, and just dare to jump into a new field and do it. So props to that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. What is your next step?
My next step is the school suggested that I would participate in design competitions to get funding for this project, and then really work on this project. And for me personally, I need to find. I would like to do an internship in architecture, landscape architecture company, and because when I showed you my project, my diploma project, I don't think I have reached this organic shape of really underground houses, bunker houses. I would like to learn some of the urban planning methodologies to create, to redevelop this space. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice. Very cool.
Okay.
The one thing that I wanted to add, so let me share my screen really quickly because I want to show you screen. Yes, go live. So because you were showing your virtual gallery, I wanted to show also that I've been researching this, and I thought, well, maybe it could be useful as well. And also for the rest of the people to know that this is a service that is out there and it's becoming very popular very fast. The name is mona.gallery. And basically it's a bunch of, you can create here your own space to have and host meetings with other people with your avatar and, you know, the usual kind of like a VR chat or like a Somnium space or spatial, you know. And it has become very popular as well because they're able to have very complex scenes, and the reason behind that is that they're using an SDK created for Unity. So it really blew my mind that they're able to pull up so many effects and complex things, and they make it really easy by just being able to export from your Unity scene. So probably you already have scenes, like in your case, you have a like gallery like this one. And basically you can just install the SDK and send it to this space. And they also are able to mint them, so you can sell the gallery as a NFT if you want, or you can also have hanging images of this different spaces, and you can have them with a link to somewhere else, or you can have them as a NFT in OpenSea. So I thought this is very interesting, I guess, because also, yeah, the ease of use, how fast it is, and the fact that you can do things like this has light baking, which is when you burn the shadows into the sides, and then it can be seen in real time. You basically have a very high quality video game art style, and like the level of quality is very high. And yeah.
So so for me, creating my I think it's really cool. I really love these visuals. Like it's super. But I was thinking about the metaverse, and then thinking about transitioning to metaverse, and then what do you think about creating your own space in metaverse?
So for me, it's not only about like creating just for the fact of creating something. Right now, it's a great time to experiment because the metaverse is being made as we speak, and it's all theoretical. But I think it will definitely come a moment where like you will be hired to not only to have a virtual space in a big space, like a physical space, but also have how to make this sort of like transition between spaces in a virtual space, and with hallways, and what do you see outside, what do you see inside, and each one of those spaces will be used for something different, like playing a game with friends in one place, having a chat somewhere else, I don't know, reading some news in another place. So I am trying to do that right now with my brother as well. He's an architect too, and I'm trying to get him involved because I think that he's designing only physical spaces, but in the future, since the metaverse has an unlimited amount of space, and there's so many companies and projects that would like to bring in their content to this virtual world, I think there will be so much work in there for all of us, really, for artists, for architects, for all this design that we're doing, also game designers, storytellers. So much needs to be made in these spaces. So I think it's just a massive investment to have to understand how these places work. And when you're doing creating a virtual gallery, I think it's just going to be one simple step for you, because maybe in the future you can create a space that is a social space in real, in physical, and then maybe your client will also want you to create the same thing in virtual, because that's another way to access for more people from the community, for people all over the world.
Yeah, like it's probably going to be like if you don't have a website, your company basically don't exist for most of the people right now.
Indeed.
So maybe in the future if you have a business, and then if you don't have a meta space for your business, you basically don't exist for most of the people too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Exactly. And okay, I'm tripping with this space. It looks incredible. I love this kind of stuff. But then the other thing that I wanted to add to your I found this through Robert. He made this stuff that it looks pretty amazing. Right, let's stop this one. This is the one little guy that we're working on. This is gonna be for next week on the pillow project that I was showing earlier. But I hope you can hear him.
You are here. You skillful one.
Are you able to hear him?
No.
You have
really.
found my heart. Now that you
This
have...
is not also the latest video, right?
I'm not sure, but it does have a... No, it's not. It's not the video you made. It's the video I sent to you because I don't have yours. But I'm not able to share my audio. No, that sucks.
Well, we're gonna share it in the
Yes.
work in progress chat
Yes.
or something.
So so we'll share this one in a little bit, but basically this dude is saying with the important thing that I wanted you to hear is the voice. But basically Robert found this AI. Well, Rob, maybe you can tell a bit more. It's about using this kind of like very deep voice instead of the more robotic voices that we have been using.
Yeah, so I've been trying to find like an easy way to get the content a little bit out of the community call. So like last time and I think the week before, we did a transcription from an AI that just converted the audio to text. And then I found some text in it, and then I used a text-to-speech AI with a cool voice, and I found one called Replica Studios. And basically they hire, or you can actually do it yourself and sell it, and they hire like voice actors, and then you can do like a synthesis. So you have to read about 1 minute of text and out loud, and then 2 hours later you have like your own model, and you can basically convert text to speech in your own speech. Doesn't always work that well, but some of the voices they already did themselves are pretty good. So we used one for this guy as well, which has somewhat like a Gandalf wizard voice. Yeah, and then the image is also generated with Midjourney, so that's also AI. And then we do again audio to text for some subtitles, and all this should become like an automated process, so we can easily generate an image and convert a clip from the community call into a speech clip like this.
Yeah, and like the voice that I heard from the paintings from Namun, they were AI created, but they were very monotone. This video, I wish you could hear it, but this video, he has this very, what would it be, like an Elden kind of, when you find an NPC on Skyrim, or when you see a movie like Lord of the Rings, it's very, it kind of sounds like the tree from Lord of the Rings, those big trees, very slow speaking. Good, you have found my heart. And
Wait, I can play it here on my phone.
can you do that? All right.
Yeah.
Stop my stream. Yeah, I shouldn't be making you listen to my voice pretending I know how to do some voice acting. But yeah, and I was fascinated to hear the fact that now AIs can just do that. Like, not only can you create images, then you can do the voices. You don't need voice actors anymore. I love that kind of stuff, that we can have more creative tools. Can you find it, Rob?
Yeah, I even played it, but I think the noise canceling is suppressing it. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
You didn't hear it.
no.
Just share it in the chat.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Yes, we'll share it. I'll share it in a little bit. And yeah. So, are there any more questions? Any more things that you guys want to add? This is when I open the microphone for everybody that would like to share some, maybe some news in the Web3 space, something that you would like to mention, or also the stage is open for the week of the 21st, 28th. So if anybody else wants to show their portfolio, show more people, we're recording this one as well. So it will basically stay in the LoveKravt archive of people that have been in our stage.
Cool. So next week there's no call because we're all busy at the conference.
Exactly.
We'll share some
advance. So best we can do is share some videos with you on the chat, and the Instagram and Twitter, but that's gonna be.
Yeah, and I hope the pillows will make it.
The pillows will make it. The pillows will be here. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
And there will be pictures shared, and there will be people sleeping over them, and it will be great. Anywho,
I just wanted to thank you, Lucas, and Ujiman again for the space, and just really love your work, Namun. So many things. And I'm really interested in what you're doing with the Gare district and wondering, wondering, I'd like to find out more, basically. I live in Los Angeles, and I know, like many big cities, this issue is just huge, and we've wanted to do something about it, and I just would like to know more. So just, I guess, wondering how to contact you and learn more about what you're doing.
Oh, that's so lovely. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you can message me through Discord, or I can send you I can write my email below, and we can chat. Yeah.
Also, by the way, the Namun also left all her. If I'm correct, then introduce yourself. You can also find more of her links and. Right, Namun? You drop your link there, or?
My link, no.
Oh, that was because I saw it anyway.
My Instagram. Yeah, you can contact me through Instagram.
Perfect. Well, yeah, thank you so much also for taking the time to make that presentation and showing us. It was really interesting to watch everything.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to make more of these things, because it's been a little bit of like a quite the ride to meet so many different artists and I feel like the whole metaverse, Web3, NFT, even though it has this ups and downs and this bear market and whatnot, still it has been great to be able to contact artists just by saying, hey, do you want to talk with us and chat with our team, and then just spend time getting to know what we're all busy about. So this is the heart of our community, basically. So really looking forward to have more of these in the next during the summer and everything. So
yes,
I guess with that that's it. We're calling.
We made it for those last 5 minutes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes.
I'm doing so much with Mid-Journey, you guys. I can't wait to share. It is. You're right. I have no time, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, I was hooked for a week, but now I'm sort of stabilizing. So
I think I'm doing an NFT project with it.
Probably.
Nice.
I hope so.
Take a look at Gen. It's called GAN NFT AI. It's AI literally made for that, for making NFT collections. It's called GAN NFT AI.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here. And I guess we'll see you then in 2 weeks.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Later, guys.
Bye.